Alright, how to play AD carry, let's go. I know, obviously, because I'm an insane AD carry as a Shaco jungle player, but yeah, let's get it. This lane, Caitlyn does really well in the first two waves. We have Prio here, right? So it's like, how do we go from this picture here? This is the question that really needs to be asked here. How do we go from this picture here to this? And it's quite simple. So we have Prio at level 1, which is cool, right? And then at the start of level 2, we have Prio. So this picture here looks really good. So we've got to answer, like, how are we then under our own tower, and Ezreal is allowed to TP for free? That's the real question here, right? That needs to be asked. And it's all down to this Caitlyn. So Caitlyn, in this trade, the Bard and Caitlyn do extremely well. Caitlyn starts or puts a point in E at level 2, which is really smart, right? Just because you're against Leona, and it's not like she can start traps here, right? Or get traps at 2. It's way too risky. So E here is great. Even E's the Ezreal as well. Like, this could not have gone better for Caitlyn. And the Ezreal also trolled. The Ezreal literally just E'd in to try kill the Bard support, and the Caitlyn here gets Ezreal's flash. This picture here, again, we can ask the question, how do we go from this to that? And the answer is well, it's just basically what Caitlyn does at this point. These auto attacks are good, gets a headshot on Leona, and then she Qs the wave. The Q here is good, even though you're giving up pressure on Ezreal, but the Bard is probably not in a position, right, to move up and pressure the Ezreal here, yes? So Qing the wave is good, and it will come off cooldown when you want to fight again, probably. Caitlyn has 2 summoner spells here. The Ezreal has nothing. The Caitlyn here should not be thinking about anything else but pressuring the Ezreal. Maybe standing outside the wave is a little bit risky, right? Because of Ezreal Q and just taking free poke. But there has to be some sort of pressure here on the Ezreal. It's basically just by standing on this line here. So if he's going to stand in the wave, totally cool, right? Because Bar can stun the Leona. The Caitlyn can always, like, cleanse it and even save E if she wants to. She doesn't even, like, have to use E because she wants to stay on top of Leona, right? To deal as much damage as possible. So you keep your range like this here. But the point here is, like, standing on that minion wave collision line because it encompasses everything else, right? Like, the reach in the lane is going to be greater, yeah, for Caitlyn. So if Ezreal ever moves into this area to even Q, maybe, the Caitlyn can auto-attack him. And obviously, if he moves into auto-attack, the Caitlyn has range. So the Caitlyn's going to hit him for free. And if Leona E's in, that's why we're running this. That's why we have E level 2. So this throws the lane. And because of the TP here, like, let's just say that Ezreal doesn't have TP. Ezreal has cleanse or barrier or heal, whatever it is, right? This is great. Like, you wouldn't even touch the wave, right? You would literally just relax. Because the Ezreal can't really play the game. Yeah, but because he has TP, it changes it, right? But you would still play exactly the same, where there's pressure on this guy in terms of where you're standing. You're still standing on this line, putting pressure on the AD carry. The only difference is that because he has TP, the Caitlyn should be hitting the wave as much as possible. But if Ezreal ever moves in, you hit him. But the Caitlyn Bard should be auto-attacking the wave like crazy here, just because if Ezreal rekkles and TPs, you want to crash the wave in so he misses minions, right? If he TPs back for free, so he's not really missing any minions under his tower, that's the issue here. So if Caitlyn changed her positioning, literally, see how far back she's now gone? If she stood on top of the wave, minion aggro here as well is negligible, because the damage you're going to deal to Ezreal, even just one auto-attack, look at Caitlyn's HP compared to Ezreal. Even if Caitlyn lost this HP and just auto-attacked Ezreal once, that's still worth because Ezreal is still closer to dying and Caitlyn has 2 summoner spells. The Bard can't really do much here, right? Because he is going to die if he gets caught. But even if the Bard died, the Caitlyn is probably still going to trade with the Ezreal. So I'd even like maybe question here that the Bard could also play, maybe not outside the wave again, but up a little bit more, looking at pressure, maybe land a Q, you know, around the minion wave. I don't really think like Bard can do much here. But again, it's just the mental, right? The idea. That's what they should have in their head. But if you watch this very slowly for me, let's go back a little bit and play this in, how do we do this, bro? Oh, look at this. Holy shit, man. The control. Look at this. 0.45. Let's do that. So here's the winning trade, right? Now I'm really going to slow it down after this. So Caitlyn goes doof, 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 right? Really good. Like, all that damage matters on Leona. Now, this is where the lane is lost. Let's go 0.25. Watch this. Look where Caitlyn clicks here. All the way back. So Leona's movement here is good, right? She's pressuring Caitlyn, so to speak. But the Caitlyn's got nothing to worry about. Even if her E was on cooldown here, she can just cleanse, right? Now, if her Q's on cooldown as well, because she did use it at the start of the wave, like I mentioned at the start of the video, if her Q's on cooldown, it makes it a little bit more risky, yeah? And also, Bard is not really in a position here to react to Leona going in, right? But if Bard was over here, trying to bait the Ezreal, yes, or Leona to, like, flash on him, the Caitlyn is obviously going to trade with the Ezreal here. But the point is that this Caitlyn is in Narnia here. And bwipo mentioned it during the review for about 5 seconds, and it's the only thing that matters, but he didn't say anything else, and I don't think, like, Crownie responded to it. But it's the only thing that matters here is exactly what bwipo said, that Caitlyn just basically gave up the lane here. She just did so well. Everything was so good in that trade, right? It's hard winning, Ezreal no flash, and he doesn't have cleanse or barrier or heal. Like, this should be hard winning, right? And I would even say here that the Vi can pressure on this wave now. Look at this lane. So yes, the Ezreal has TP, but even the Vi looking to move bot here, because we know Jace is pathing bot, right? And he's probably just going to full clear. But look at the wave. Ezreal no flash. There is a huge potential here for Caitlyn to get going. And if I looked at this, if I was even like, you know, looking at this as a jungle, not because I'm playing Shaco and I'm better early game than basically any jungler, but any jungler here should look at this and think, holy shit, that is like the best picture I've ever seen. A lane pushing towards us. So if the Vi here moves straight bot, the Caitlyn, there is less pressure on her to actually like hit the wave now. So even if Ezreal TP'd back, the Vi can be here, right? Pressuring this guy. The only thing there is if like Jace reacts, of course, like it gets interesting with the TP. But again, it's just the mental here, right? From the team. Like the Vi seeing this and thinking, holy shit, like Ezreal's going to try to like clear this wave and then TP. Maybe I can get there in time, right? And the Bard and Caitlyn can try to freeze it and pressure them, yeah? And maybe a fight breaks out. But here, the biggest issue is the Caitlyn just running back off the waves when I play it very slowly. Where she's standing now, I would even question is just way too far back. Way too far back. Like, even if Leona lands at E here, I don't know Caitlyn's cooldown, so maybe, like, just burning cleanse for no reason is a little bad. But the Bard stunning Leona off the wave, hopefully Caitlyn being in a position to hit the Ezreal here. That's the main issue. And also, I'd also just challenge the Bard maybe to stand down here a little bit more. So even if, like, Leona lands something, I mean, if Leona lands something, it's probably bad. But, yeah, the main issue here is just, like, Caitlyn moving so far back when she has pressure on the Ezreal. Like, that HP difference is legit, but clicking this far back, hitting the wave is obviously still good, but being in that position there, the Leona kind of just, like, won the lane. For bam. So that's what I just wanted to mention in this lane. And you can still see how the Caitlyn is still clicking back. And if you're playing as Ezreal here, this will always be the answer, by the way. If you want to play, or, like, figure out, like, what you should have done, just watch the enemy champion, like your opponent. So if you look at the Ezreal here, right, who's hitting the wave, this guy's literally just hitting the wave for free. Now, yes, that cannon wave, like here, so if Caitlyn even auto-attacks Ezreal once, she might lose HP. Her E as well might still be on cooldown from the fight, I'm not too sure. That's really, like, the question here. If Caitlyn's E was on cooldown, it does make it a bit more interesting. But again, I just don't think he would do it anyway. I don't think there's a mental here to actually, like, capitalize on this. And what did this really mean? Like, Ezreal no flash? What does this mean for the lane? Well, it means that you hard win. Caitlyn with 2 summoner spells, right, we should just hard win now. And also, I just think the jungler should be active down here. I think the Vi should be running through river and putting pressure on this wave. The cannon wave, it's pushing into Caitlyn. This is so good, and Caitlyn is the comp. If this champion gets snowballing early game, GG, right? She's going to win the game. So I would even contest here that the jungler should be moving bot. So yeah, Ezreal can just pre-hit the wave and put pressure on them. And yeah, it's just not fun, right? Like, we did all that good work just to click back and play super safe. And now the Ezreal, you can see how the wave is pushing towards Caitlyn, right? And she Qs as well, which gives up a lot of pressure too. Like, this Q is really bad. But I would even contest here the Bard should be playing way more aggressive. I don't know why Bard here is so far back, especially when he regens HP. So this HP here is risky, right? Because if Leona lands at E, he might actually just die to Leona or get really, really low. And obviously, like, the Bard's job is to diff the AD carries, right? We want to press tab and see a difference between Cait and Ezreal. We want to look at our screens and see a difference between Cait and Ezreal here. So on this HP, just getting hit for free by Leona isn't good. But when his health regens after he picks that up, he should definitely be playing way more aggressive and looking to pressure the Ezreal. Even going for a Q flash on the wave or off the minions is great here. So when he gets his HP back here, both of them should change. Look at the Ezreal. The Leona doesn't necessarily matter too much. Of course she matters, but there's too big of a difference between AD carries here. So after rekkles picks that shit up, he should be moving down. Okay, like the Ezreal is a little bit of a threat, but the Caitlyn is in a great position. So even here, right? before she Qs. Look at the position she's in. This is perfect. But the Bard's in Narnia. If the Leona ever E-flashed on the Bard here, the Ezreal's going to die and Leona will die as well, right? Like, Caitlyn is just going to turn and hit the Ezreal. So if Leona ever does this, Caitlyn just hits Ezreal. Even if Leona went on Caitlyn and she went E into Q, the Caitlyn cleanses and just auto-attacks the Ezreal. She doesn't even have to Q, right? And Ezreal's going to die. She's not going to take any damage from Ezreal. This guy has Q and E, yeah? No W or anything. So the Ezreal's going to Q minions. It's just auto-attack Ezreal. So even this situation right now, they should be way more aggressive on these minions. The one before is a little more sketchy, based on Caitlyn's E cooldown and Bard's HP. But now, this should be like, you know, this should be fight time. Instead, it's run back and, yeah, let's kind of just AFK after we did so well. So there's big positives from that. Like, they hard won the 2v2 early, but it's about converting that. And positioning in the lane, right? 2 combat summoner spells, flash and cleanse, and we can't beat a 200 HP Ezreal. That's the issue. And that's why we're now at this picture. The other thing here that's worth mentioning is that even if this is suboptimal, right? So even if there is a big mistake here, the jungler has to be able to adapt to this. So you can't go into a game thinking, oh, we're 100% going to have prio. So in another game, like Caitlyn might have got ganked level 3. And now she has no summoner spells and can't play the game, right? So shit's going to happen, but you have to be able to adapt. So I think the Vi here now thinking, oh, let's play for this bot crab is a big blunder. The Vi here, all she should be thinking about is going to top crab. You're not pathing top. You're still going Krugs Raptors towards bot, right? It's just that you're equalizing jungle in terms of getting the crab that you can obviously get for free because we know Jace is bot here. Also, in terms of that 3v3, Xerath's not bad. Like Hui, I guess they're kind of the same. But Bard against Leona, you'd obviously rather have Leona, right? Especially when she has flash. With a Jace, Leona equals Jace combo with first strike. Like, you're probably going to get one shot, which is what happens. So the jungler here needs to be able to anticipate, right, this fight now probably isn't that good. So you know what? It's not going to decide a game, because I'm still going to path bot with my camps. The crabs don't determine pathing, right? So let me just go to the top crab here. So Vi should not even consider playing for this. Doesn't really matter about mid lane, right? It's about bot lane, because I'm sure the Hui is going to base here in TP as well, so mid lane's the same. But bot lane here, there is a diff. And supports, Leona versus Bard, Leona hard wins. So there's no way the Vi here should even be, like, clicking towards that crab. I would even contest that the Vi should be doing blue, like, in the kind of camp itself, and then queuing over like this. Don't even run down into that brush. Just queue over the wall, go behind mid to top crab. That's it. That's all the Vi should be doing here. So, yes, this should not happen because of what we talked about. Caitlyn just running all the way back, especially on the 3 minions back here, when Bard was back to, like, a 3rd HP. These ones, pressure. Yeah. But then this is a big blunder where the Vi kind of just says, oh, I thought I was meant to have prio. Well, screw that. Let's just fight anyway. And if I was playing as Jace here, you know, because I'm a Jace one-trick. But yeah, like, if you're playing as Jace here, bro, and you see the Vi, like, contest you with Leona next to you, it doesn't matter about prio bot here either, right? Because the Vi, we know both AD carries are bot. It's just that Vi decided to take on this 2v2. So, like, the AD carries weren't even involved in this crab fight. It was support. And that's the point I'm making here, that even just based on support, you'd much rather have Leona. So if Bard was a Nautilus, oh, maybe. Maybe. But then you've got to get through a flash Jace. So even if Nautilus, like, you know, combos the Jace, Leona's right next to him. You know, it's not, we can't envision a world where we just 100% win that or convincingly win it anyway. So yeah, the Vi should never be here. She should be right now, like, running past her Raptors to top grab, and the game is still playable and winnable. Ezreal no flash, we've got pressure bot. You will have pressure bot because Ezreal has no flash. So when the HPs, you know, like, regenerate, we'll have prio bot again and pressure, which is kind of what happens, yeah? But that fight at the crab actually throws this game more than what Caitlyn did, funnily enough. So yeah, that was my analysis of this interesting stuff, eh? Thank you guys for watching. Don't be shit out there. Good luck, blah, blah, blah.